Cleaning Lego sets doesn't have to be hard. 30 seconds in an ultrasonic cleaner and you're all done. Cleaning Lego and keeping Lego clean is the bane of every Lego collector. And I've been looking at the different ways people have been not only cleaning, but also sorting their Lego for the last 2 years. And I need to come up with a way to do it on an industrial scale because I have 1.3 ton of loose Lego I need to clean and sort. And that doesn't even include my sets. Before we dive in though, remember to like this video, subscribe to the Brickiseum YouTube channel if you haven't already done so, and hit that notifications bell so you don't miss any upcoming content. So how do you clean 1.3 ton of Lego, and how do you process that as well as sets? So my process is I need to clean all the loose Lego and some of the sets. I also need to then dry all that Lego. I then need to sort all that Lego down into individual colors. Then we process it through an industrial scale sorting machine that I've built, which will break the parts down into bigs right down into the smalls, which makes it easier then to process them down by individual element and then put them on my shelving system. So that's the big process. That's the big job I've got ahead of me with 1.3 ton of loose Lego. Let's clean it. Let's dry it. Let's figure out how to get it sorted down easily and get it into a place where I can start building. Some of these are really dirty sets, so I apologize in advance. Viewer discretion is advised if you're a little bit squeamish. Let's get into it. As you can see from these two sets, they are gross. They were my son's sets. They sat on the top of a shelf for probably 5 years and collected all sorts of dust, grime, and gross, sticky. So we're going to take these full sets and put them straight into this industrial cleaning machine that I purchased. It used to clean blinds. It's very noisy, but it does the job amazingly so, which you'll now see. You basically have to fill this up with water. You run it until the water gets distilled or something. I'm not sure of the technical term. And then you can just place a whole set in there and literally, like I'm not editing this video, you can just pop it in there. You don't even have to swirl it around like I am a little bit just to sort of get the process happening. But it just has all these micro bubbles. That's what the electro sort of ultrasonic process does. It's all these little bubbles, and these fine bubbles just rip all the dirt off, and it doesn't affect the stickers, which is amazing. So it brings the sets back to almost brand new, and it does an amazing job on individual parts as well. I mean, look at this. This is shiny and clean. I mean, you saw how dirty it was. This thing is absolutely amazingly clean, and it doesn't take that long to dry either. But now this one, fully gross. I mean, I get it. Set shouldn't be treated like this, but look at this. In an instant, you can almost see a puff of just dirt come off this thing as the machine just rips it all off and brings it back to brand new. I mean, that thing is shiny and clean already, and it's taken a matter of seconds. I mean, if you had to do this manually, it would take ages to get all that clean, wipe it all off, because it's greasy stuff too. Like over time, it just becomes really greasy with just humidity and life in a room. But with the ultrasonic cleaning machine, they just come out so clean, so fast, and almost revitalizes the bricks. As I said, like, it doesn't affect the stickers that I've noticed so far. Let's have a look at another one. Like, you can see this one in the water. As soon as it goes in, it instantly cleans. These little micro bubbles are the most wonderful thing I've ever come across. And how I came across this, I was watching YouTube. I saw some guy in his grungy shed on a farm somewhere drop in a couple of old Lego sets that he had from the 80s into his, because he had a blind cleaning business. he dropped it into his massive ultrasonic cleaning machine, and in an instant it was clean. So I went hunting for my very own machine. Look at that. It's absolutely amazing. Like, I cannot explain enough how quick this works and how much it revitalizes the actual elements and the parts themselves. It's absolutely crazy how good this works. Now, when it comes to cleaning bulk loose Lego, super easy. Like, it is not difficult at all. None of this washing machine tumble rubbish, or sticking it in a dishwasher, whatever the process might be, or doing it by hand in a sink. Not here. We do this on a big scale. So I literally just scoop out my loose, dirty Lego into a basket and drop that basket into the ultrasonic cleaning machine, leave it for a minute or two, and then pull it out. I give it a rinse with a little bit of rinse aid in the water, and that just brings back the luster to the Lego. And then we dry it. I've got an industrial salad spinner. So this industrial size 20-litre salad spinner, I put the Lego in after I've done the rinse, and then I spin it as fast as I can, and it just pushes all the water out like a centrifuge, and that just helps speed up the drying process. And then I put it out onto drying racks, but I'm in the process of building a drying cabinet so that I can just put it in there and they'll just dry overnight, rather than having to wait for a sunny day or something like that. So, but the drying racks on a sunny day work great, doesn't take very long at all, and gets them back to really dry and awesome really, really fast. And that's the thing, right? When you're cleaning so much Lego, it's time. Like, time is the thing that it always takes so long, and it's such a big process to do. But doing it this way, I found it is actually quite enjoyable. So yeah, let's take a look. So I have these massive 60-litre tubs of my bulk Lego mix in there. I just went around Facebook Marketplace and just bought up a whole bunch of people's stuff. So it was all varying degrees of gross, so it needed to be cleaned before we could sort it. So this is it. A little bit of Lego porn here. Okay, enough of that. Let's get to work. So we put this Lego into the baskets, and then we just drop it into the ultrasonic cleaning machine like that. And that's it. Like, all those bubbles now just get to work and start getting all that grease and grime off the parts. You can see here, that's the bubbles working. It's called like a web, a spider web. That's how you know that the machine and the water is ready. Give it a little bit of a mix. I don't know if I actually really need to do this. I just feel like it just helps the process a bit, mixing the top sort of floating parts down into the mix a little bit more. But it's just, yeah, it's so quick and easy. I mean, so full truck, that was gross when it went in, but now perfectly clean, looks brand new, no effect to the stickers. Awesome. You spin me right round, baby, right round. Anyway, let's rinse now. So that's been in for a couple of minutes. I've got rinse aid, like a dishwashing rinse aid in this container here. And then I just rinse it off a couple of times with fresh water. And it just comes up so good. Like, this stuff absolutely looks brand new now. And that stuff is fully clean now. So we'll pop it into the salad spinner. This is with the lid off, but you put a lid on, lock it down, and spin, spin, spin. Does a great job. And then we pour it out onto the drying racks. So I started off putting everything down on these like plastic type mats on the ground out in the sun and just spread it out. And that worked okay, but then I wanted to, you know, scale things up again. So I decided I would build some drying racks that were like shade cloth, so you could get air around it, and it was a little bit off the ground as well. So these are the racks that I built. They just get everything off the ground, and You can get a little bit of air. All the water drips out as well. So that's the cleaning and the drying of 1.3 ton of mixed bulk Lego. Now we need to sort that down into color and individual parts. So I built an industrial sized machine. So let's go back in time and have a look at my process of building this crazy contraption. So I've just gotten home. I've got a lot of Lego. So I think in my storage room at the moment, I've got about, it'd have to be close to 500 kilos of Lego, I think, unsorted. So been buying a lot of bulk mixed Lego, so I need to get that sorted. Looked at a lot of machines online, and it's probably not big enough for what I want to do. So I've scaled up a little bit, and we have to see if this is actually going to work. So let me flip this around and give you an idea of what I'm trying to do. So look at these pretties here. So just had these made and literally just gone and picked them up. So various hole sizes. So 10 panels in all, starting with the largest there, getting smaller, 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 smaller. So that's only 5 in that unit there, and I've got to fit 10. So it's quite a big, I can't even scale. Hang on, let me try and get you to get the concept of size here. So this is like I guess a wardrobe. I'm about 6 foot, and you know, if you add a little bump on the top of my head there, I'm about the same size. So I'm about 6'3" with that. So yeah, so it's pretty tall, but I'm hoping that it sorts the Lego. So this is actually on wheels. This is actually from a bakery. So this is a bakery stand that used to display bread. So I'm trying to use that with the stainless steel sort of shelves and things like that, brackets. Got to put a front on it. Obviously, I want to put a clear front on it so I can watch it sort as it goes. So there's 2 options that we're looking at here is shake this because it's on wheels. But I've also bought a shaking machine so I can put it on top of that machine and it'll just shake it. So the idea is pop the Lego in the top, turn on the shaking machine, walk away, come back, hopefully all sorted. Don't know if it's going to work, but I only know one way to find out, so I'm going to give it a crack. Okay. It's got a sexy door on now. The shelves have little, what do you call that? Little surround now so that we can catch everything. So this is test 2 of yellow again. See what happens. It's a little bit better that time. Give it a little shaky shake now. Definitely a lot of medium-sized in the middle. But yeah, there's plates, big stuff. Still, it's not perfect. Certainly does separate it out though. A lot of plates, single bricks, a lot of doubles like 2x2s, 2x4s, then some little plates, and little 1x2s, and some, yeah. So, bought one of these fat shaking machines. Stick it on there, and it's supposed to shake all your fat off. Clearly it's not working, but the idea is, oh my lord, the idea is that I can put my machine on this, and then it'll just shake the Lego for me, and I can walk away. Maybe go for a walk, instead of standing on this thing. But this is on number 1, so we'll put that on and crank it. That works! Not as crazy as I look now, huh? And look how slim that cabinet's getting. It's amazing. suckers. Luckily it's quiet. Alright, so that's on one. Oh. This can only end in tears. Oh. I have to reach the settings. I think that's 9. This just goes to show that the difference between mad person and genius, not bad. If nothing else, it's entertaining. Seeing what's going to happen. Is it going to explode? Will it get slimmer? My Lego's going to be ripped. Right. Seriously? Look at the 6-pack on that one. This works. Okay, so that thing is crazy noisy. Fun to watch, but it's too noisy and it doesn't actually sort that well. It tends to bounce just in the top couple of parts and that sort of thing. So what I've done is made some tweaks and I've added a few things, and it's actually just easier to sort each tray by hand, as in you pour it all in, it does filter through, but then you just give it a little bit of a rustle, bit of handwork, and get the rest of it through. So I'll show you how that works. So you can see here now I've put some Perspex fronts on them because Lego kept tipping out of the front of them. So I made sure I put Perspex front because I wanted to see what was going on as well. So they all slide in now. And obviously I've got my Perspex door, so that keeps everything nice and tight and in where it should be. So now we've got all our big plates, big pieces up here, and then it slowly gets smaller and smaller and smaller until we get right down to the tiny elements at the bottom. So that's the sorting machine. Now the whole process is obviously we clean the Lego, we dry, and then we sort by color first. So that's a manual thing, just sorting all the parts down by color. Then it goes into the industrial sized sorting machine to break it down into more manageable part sizes. And then from there, we just take a bag of that particular size and break it down into the individual parts. So you'll see this process. I'll show you how all that works as well. But that's sort of my whole process. Clean, dry, break it down into colors, then break it down into sizes, and then break it down into individual elements, and then put it on my shelves, ready to build. So this is breaking it down by color. We just have a whole bunch of tubs that we just start processing and get it through. Color's relatively easy to break down if you've ever done it. We've got to do it on a big scale, obviously, but getting it done certainly makes it a lot easier once you're breaking it down by part and by size. And then once you've run it through the sorting machine, then you start breaking it down into individual elements. And that, if anybody has done it, knows that it's a very time-consuming process. But as I've said, all these little tweaks that I've made just helps make it that little bit more enjoyable, makes it that little bit faster, makes it a little bit more easier. And then you can really get a good process happening, a good breakdown of your parts. And it's just, you get a better use of time. It's more efficient, more enjoyable, and it makes buying bulk mixed Lego worthwhile if you can get this process down that it works so well. So once you've done the sort, we put everything into bags, Ziploc bags to start with. It's just easier to just get them off the table and get on to the next one before we start putting them into the drawers. So drawers are another bane of existence for a Lego collector. What do you go with, and what sizes? Do you go with the Sterilite drawers? Do you go with some sort of custom thing? Do you go with IKEA? Like, what do you do? For me, I spent way too much money because I wanted a particular look. And so for my studio, I wanted clear drawers. I wanted clear drawers so that you could see all these awesome parts all broken down. And those drawers were too expensive and they take up way too much room. But all that said, I am really happy with the final product, with the final look. I'm not even finished yet. We're still going through all the parts and breaking them down into individual elements, and they're not all in the drawers yet either. So take a look at what I've done. So far, I've basically just done the greys. Light grey, dark grey. That is it so far as getting them into the drawers. We've broken down a lot of the other parts into individual elements. I just haven't got them into drawers yet. I also had to 3D print some dividers into the drawers so I could basically, I got overwhelmed with how many individual elements there actually are and how much that takes up. So I had to 3D print some parts so that I could break the drawers up into smaller compartments. So still get that look that I was after, that really cool, slick, clean, perspex, clear perspex look, but be able to utilize the space a little bit more and get more in there. So you'll see what I mean when you see it, but it does look really cool. There you go, look at that. Sorry about the reflection, not much I can do about that when you go with clear perspex drawers, but it is amazing. And to find things is so good. Like, just pull a drawer out, and we've got them broken down. So the Lego Architect book, we broke it down using his guide, so that you start off with bricks and then you go into plates and then you go into more of the special elements. So it's really easy to find what we're looking for. Makes the building process so much easier because I just know exactly where to go. I know what parts I've got. You might see there that there's little blue tape in some of those drawers, and that just means that we've got bulk bagged up somewhere else. So if those drawers get low, we know that we can go to our bulk stock and then top it up. So it's a pretty cool process. And those little dividers that were 3D printed, amazing. Like, they fit so snugly and just gives you more space, but I still get that cool look, right? That's what I was after. I wanted to see the parts. Like, I didn't just want to see a whole face of drawers. I wanted to see the parts. I wanted to, it's a bit of a flex. Look at all these sexy parts that I've got. But it just looks so cool, and I can't wait to get it all finished. So the scale of my Lego studio is pretty big. I've got more shelves to put in all along the walls there with more compartments, more drawers. So that's to do. And then I've got all my UCS sets, which will be going into my Lego museum. Then I've got all the ships that will also be going into the Lego museum. All the modular buildings will be going into the museum as well. So it's just a matter of just building all these sets and then storing them until I'm ready to put them into the display into the museum. Some of these awesome icon sets and just epic builds. Some more fun than others. And then I've got the backlog. Obviously, there's a lot to do there. So there you go. That is my process for cleaning Lego, drying and sorting. It's a big job. Most of it's done. I've still actually got a little bit to clean and a little bit to sort out because we got another bulk lot of Lego in that we needed to process. We've broken it down into color already. So I will clean those colors and then we will bag them up and break them down into their individual parts and get them on the wall. But I'll definitely do a studio tour once I've got them all sorted out and all the colors all in the drawers. I think it'll look amazing. I'm really happy with my clear drawers despite the cost and the stupidity in doing it in the first place. This has been a massive job. It's nearly broken a few of us, but at the end, all worth it. I think it's going to be amazing, and I can't wait to show you the finished result. And I'll give you a full studio tour as well. All right, that's it from me. Have fun sorting your Lego. I hope this helps, and take care. Bye for now.